Hello, my name's Safa. I'm one of Tamasha's playwrights, and in this video, we're going to be looking at protagonists versus antagonists. So, what do these words mean? So, to keep it simple, the protagonist is the main character. The story is about them, and they want something. They have a goal, a desire, something that's driving them. And for the most part, that's the basis for the story. The antagonist is the opposition. So, they block the protagonist from getting what they want. They get in the way of the protagonist achieving their goal. So an easy way to think about it is like a dance. The protagonist is leading while the antagonist is trying to trip them up. The protagonist wants to dance, the antagonist is getting in the way of them dancing. So we can use Shakespeare's Othello as an example. Othello is the protagonist. He's the main character, obviously. It's the title of the play. And his goal is really simple. He just wants to live in peace with his new wife. Iago is the antagonist. His goal is to sabotage and destroy Othello. He is the obstacle to Othello getting what he wants. So I've got a couple of two-line examples here just to further illustrate this dynamic between the protagonist and the antagonist. So A, I'm really thirsty. Can you pass me that bottle of water? B, no, it's mine. So A is our protagonist and has made it very clear what they want. B is our antagonist, and they refuse to give A the water, thus blocking them from getting what they want. Here's another example. A, would you mind if I open the window? B, of course I mind, it's freezing in here. Again, our protagonist has come in with a really clear intention, but has been blocked by our antagonist from getting that. It's worth noting at this point that the block doesn't necessarily have to be confrontational. It's simply about the protagonist being prevented from getting what they want at that particular point in time. Here's one more example. A, I made your favourite, macaroni cheese. B, oh, I'm actually off dairy right now. So hopefully these short examples have helped to clarify the roles that the protagonist and the antagonist play within a story and in dialogue. So what we're going to do now is look at an example from an actual play. So this isn't a full scene. This is a short extract of dialogue from the end of the scene. And it's from a play called The Funeral Director, which is by Iman Qureshi, who is another Tamasha playwright. So I'm not going to read this, but if you want to pause the video here just to give it a quick read, that's fine. So this is a really great example of what we've been looking at, the protagonist versus the antagonist. Aisha is our protagonist, and she's very clear about what she wants. She wants help, and she goes about trying to get it a few different ways, with sympathy, desperation. Finally, she begs. Janie is a true antagonist in this instance because she blocks Aisha at every single turn. So once again, just to sum up, protagonist versus antagonist. The protagonist is the main character. They want something. And the antagonist is the opposition. They block the protagonist from getting what they want. So what I've done is made a little worksheet just for you to help you figure out your protagonist and your antagonist. Just a few questions to answer, just to really get you thinking about your characters and the situation. So here I've got an example that I filled out with characters that I've made in a situation that I've come up with. So you want to answer, who is your protagonist? Who is your antagonist? What is the relationship between them? What is it that has brought these two people into this space where this scene is now happening? What does the protagonist want and why do they want it? It's so important that your protagonist has clear and defined goals, as this gives direction to the scene. Also, what does the antagonist want? Why do they want that? What I then want you to do is come up with about 3 or 4 things that the protagonist does to try and get what they want. And then I want you to think about the antagonist's counter. So how do they block the protagonist's efforts? And finally, I want you to think about the outcome of the scene. Is the protagonist successful in getting what they want or not? And what it's really, really important for you to remember is that there is no right or wrong here. Whether the protagonist gets what they want or not is no indication of how successful the scene has been. Okay? So I hope that's been useful, and good luck with your scenes.